everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Bookish Artist Mandy, and I'm doing kind of a not a the one Saturday morning, but I don't have work today. It is Martin Luther King Day, which is awesome. We're gonna do some videos tomorrow in my class so I can do a little bit of edumacation on it, but we're home, my sons are home, I'm home, and I am really just feeling, what's the word, creative, but in a way of just being slow creatively rather than having any sense or purpose. I have spent a lot of the morning playing with my pens, so I decided not to do a check-in, like a, my formal check-in of the mid-month, but these are the pens that I currently have inked. And it's really funny to look. You can really see how I've shifted into some of very similar colors, like looking at all of these versus all of these. And I've taken a lot out and I've moved things around. The colors that are standing out right now are my ochre and my Apollon. And I actually just want to use my mini stub SD, which is why that is still in there. But I am really feeling the wintry colors, which of course makes sense for January, but also it's interesting to me. Like always, I have a million pinks inked. This one has been inked for months. So this is my rose gold Kaweco All Sport, and it has Sailor Manyo Azuki, which is something like the second or third color I put in it, and it's just stayed there. Just it's interesting how that's been going for me. I put an ink in and then I keep it. So this is, yeah, it's different from my currently inked. I'll kind of go like this. So if you want to pause and see what I have inked, that's fine. But I'm not going to do a formal one until the end of the month. But that was me figuring out. I actually cleaned all my other pens again. And so some of these colors have changed. I've added and taken pens away. There are a few new pens in here that I haven't done a new pen day. I just don't have as much time to film, so I'm not doing as many new pen days, and that's okay. But I did want to talk about something that is newer to me, and this is the practice of tarot. Now, I'm not religious, I'm not pagan, I'm not any of that, but I've been meeting up with a couple friends for the last couple months, once a month, and we draw tarot. And the reason that I am very hesitant about sharing this is because I don't know that much. I'm not going to say I'm an expert or even a beginner understander. I've done this like 3 times. But what I loved is that my one friend, and she is a newer friend of mine, talked about how it can just be a journal prompt. And so I love that idea that it's just a journal prompt and it's a way to have something to jump off of. And so that is where I found this set at Barnes & Noble when I was there, and I loved the artwork. And so I am not seeing this as a spiritual practice. I'm seeing this more as like a journaling practice. And I'm open to things, but I have been very hurt in religion before, especially in the Christian church. And I don't really talk a lot about that, but I just was always shamed that this is evil. And so I'm very hesitant about it because I want to make sure that I'm being sensitive to myself and my past trauma, but also I feel like this is something that's like breaking down some of those barriers of pain that I've had. And I just have to show you the art. These are the cards that I pulled yesterday. This is the first one. This was the second one, and this was the third because we had just a simple spread. But what I liked, and I started in here, my friend went to Japan back in October or November, and she was there for a couple weeks, and she knows I love Hobonichi, and she brought this back to me, which is hilarious because I had just gotten this A6 cover so I could have an MD notebook, my MD notebook cover, because if you can see, I'm very hard on this notebook. This is one that I've shown on the channel before, but I decided that I was going to use this for like my tarot reflection journal. And I have this. I'm not going to share my actual journaling right here, but this is the spread that we had, and it was a card to guide me through this time, something that's within my control, and a fear I need to detach from. So I put some stickers from Cat Collage Club that I loved. These were stickers that I found on Etsy and printed. So this is a sticker, and my cards were all reversed, which I guess can have a different meaning. But with my little guidebook, where is my little guidebook? I just had it. My little guidebook didn't have any reversed, so but I did still look at it. And so this is, and it really helps that I had friends that have been doing this a long time. But I had, which one was it? Was it The World, which was 21. So this was my first one, something to guide me through this time, ascending to spring, which was The World. So they've changed the names in here, and so it really helps that my friends were able to help me. But there's some really beautiful imagery on here to give me some kind of ideas. And then we began this journey with the Winter Fool, leaving autumn behind. And so the dark days, this is talking about how the dark days of winter are coming to an end, which actually, like, as I'm filming this, I can look out my backyard. There's sun. There's no snow. There'll be snow again, but there isn't. And so it's talking about what, like, this cycle of your life. What were some of your favorite parts of your journey? What would you have done differently? And so you don't feel as you have so it's giving you some ideas. So this is like really a nice way to have some journal prompts, which I love. I love that there's like a little book that I can kind of go with. And so I did that. And then this one for my something that's within my control, I wrote down that this was the Artisan of Winter Pentacles, which is the Queen of Pentacles, I guess. And so it was just talking about how, and you can see the nurturing, like to actually, like, what's the word? Kind of lean into being nurturing, which is something that I have been doing. So it fits for me, I guess. And I was just enjoying that. And so then that one, and then this one was the Master of Winter Swords, which is the King of Swords. And it was talking about, what was that one talking about? I can't remember because that was towards the end. And so I just kind of, I wrote these down, and I plan on doing some more journaling. So I just wanted to share that because I am enjoying this idea. Yeah, so this Master of Swords could represent an older person who is very strict and in control. And so it's talking about letting go of the fear of that I need to detach from. And with the world and what's happening, that actually made a lot of sense to think about because I can tie it to that. And that's the thing that I really like is that it's very vague, which these kind of things are meant to be vague because then you can figure out how it works for your life. But it makes me think, it's getting me to think. I also really like how I set this up. So I never have done this before, but because this is meant for the Hobonichi, the A6 Hobonichi, I'm able to fit 2 of my A6s in here. So now I have this, which is like my, like, to go, like, playing with inks kind of thing. And I have my tarot. So I just wanted to share that. I didn't have this all set up on my Saturday vlog, and I know that my one Saturday morning video is one that people really love, but I am just kind of, this is where I'm coming from. And like one of the things about nurturing is talked about one of the my other friends' books, because I guess not every set, but a lot of the sets come with their own books, with their own interpretations of the things. And one of it was like, if it's reversed, maybe you need to focus on nurturing yourself. So that was why I wanted to set this little bit beginning to talk about how it's because of this, I want to nurture myself today. And mentioned that my friend went to Japan, and I do have this here. So these are my pens right now that I currently have inked. I'm able to fit them, and I'm able to I actually sanded this down so it opens and pulls out really easy. So I'm very excited about that. So this was a 3D print that I found on Maker World, and it's called the Pento box. So there's only one file. So if you go to Maker World, search Pento instead of bento with a, B, it's a P. But I'm not going to find the link. I'm too lazy. I will be 100% honest. But my friend went to Japan, and so in her little gift to me, she got me some Holbein watercolor. And so I have been able to put that in my watercolor, and you can kind of see the wet ones. So I just want to play, and I thought about putting some watercolor over this and seeing what can happen. Like this is another watercolor colored pencil spread. This was ink I laid down. I think actually this was ink too. But I thought if I could see, I want to see how it interacts with watercolor. And so that's what I'm going to do today. And you can just join me. But this one is a new watercolor from her. I think this one's the Nightfall. But yeah, I just thought coming in and painting for a little bit and chatting about it, maybe throwing some pen stuff down and explaining why I'm doing this. It's it's been a lot of, not nurturing myself, but nurturing others, as a teacher and as a mom. And this is just the time that I want to take for myself and chat with you all. It's been kind of a crazy time. I lost my voice and just, I'd have no idea what's going to come from this. So you guys can just enjoy with me. But I had laid down ink with a paintbrush or water. I don't really know what I did, but I laid down ink, and I know the orange one that has the green was Sailor's Urameku's Amamoyoi. I do know that. And so I think this one was another Sailor Urameku, but I did that a while ago. And yeah, that one was feeling some past emotions. This is just doing this. And this is not, this is Shadow Green. So, okay, so this one's Shadow Green here. She got me Holbein's Shadow Green and then a couple new ones. And I don't know if Shadow Green's a new one from Holbein or not, but she got me ones that had just been released in Japan. And it looks like Blick and Jackson's in the UK now have the ones that she got me, but they were like Nightfall Blue, Nightfall Purple. She got me this Cherry Blossom one. And then a Chroma Shine one, which is like a pink glitter. I'm not using that one. I didn't put that one in my palette because I'm trying to figure out where I want to put that in the palette, because I have 2 or 3 different watercolor palettes that I like to take with me for different reasons, but I didn't want to have, in this one, I didn't want to have glitter, so I just kind of left that one for now. But I wanted to play with these and see how they work, and I let them dry for a couple days, so here we are. This one's the Nightfall Blue. Yeah, I'm excited about this one. It was so pretty. It looked like a couple years ago I did with this exact friend. She encouraged me to join this art, a local art show, and you submitted a piece, and it was called blue, so you could only use one color of blue, and you could use black and white, and it could be the same blue but in different tones. So I used phthalo blue, and then for my black I used Daniel Smith's Bloodstone Genuine. And so this color almost reminds me of those two together. And I was very excited that this is what she got me. So this is this right here is, I printed on, what is this paper? I printed on, this is the Aerofol paper, sorry. So I can kind of show you. Only this is, the color is a little bit more Prussian blue leaning, but she knows I love Prussian blue too. So she did a really good job picking colors, but that's what it is. And then it will it shades into this beautiful black, but you can't see it when you have ink underneath. And this one is the Nightfall Purple that she got me, that I am head over heels. She did wonderful. Like at first she was like, well, I'm going to Japan. What do you want me to bring you back? And I had this like list of things that she could bring me back. And I thought, no, you know what? I said to her, I said, girl, you know me. You find something that reminds you of me and get me whatever you would want. Because I think it's just great that you're thinking of me while you're in Japan. And so she nailed it. She knows me. We've been friends for many, many years. So she is just on the ball. And so I was excited to paint with this. And oh, look at that Nightfall Purple. I don't know what is going to come of this, but I feel like it's like almost like I'm trying to make a moody scene. And that's my son back there. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a forest, maybe. I don't know what I'm feeling. So we'll find out as this goes. But I just am kind of feeling it out. And I love how I just love how the ink looks underneath all this watercolor. Isn't that fun? Okay, so this one is not a watercolor that she got me, but I just refilled this pan as well because this one is a tonic watercolor I got a few months ago. I forget what, I think it's like, it's a purple. I do know that. Like, is it like an ultramarine purple? I don't know. It's not ultramarine, but it's tonic watercolors are very, very, very pigmented and very dark. And they're from, what is that brand? St. Louis Art Company, I believe is. But yeah, they have their own brand. This tonic is theirs, and it's really pretty. I love it. And this one is tonic, and this one is tonic as well. This one is quinacridone magenta, which is beautiful. But what I like about it is you don't have to have very much water to get it really thick. And sometimes I love that. I am very much so, I've discovered, because there are different kinds of watercolor, these things that you learn as you go through. And I'm very much so an opaque watercolor lover. I love the thick. I almost like want it to be almost like gouache, but not. This is a deep, deep light one that I got. And ochre is not going to show up in here very well, but I love this yellow ochre. And this is, yeah, they're all so different, but this cherry blossom, I'm curious to see how it works on this little palette I have here. I just want to paint. I just want to paint, and I want to feel the paintbrush. I don't know that this has to be anything, and I'm just having some time to myself. My kids are, if you can hear them, I don't know if you can hear them, depending on how well I edit this out. But my kids are having their own fun, and I'm just needing some time to myself and to chat. This is Green Earth. This is a very, very, very transparent color. It's just fun to figure out what you're into comparatively to others. It's, yeah. I just really like the thick, opaque colors. I don't know. I think maybe that comes from when I was younger, all I really painted with was acrylic, and that is so thick. And you layer and layer and layer colors on. But yeah. What was this? This was Winsor & Newton's Smalt Blue. That's right. Throw some of that in there. I don't know. Does it look weird? Like it, now that, okay, so when I look down on it compared to like when I look down on it from like here, my camera, It's so different. So I'm trying to like get a perspective of it from from through the camera, but I don't know. Who knows what I'm doing? Oh man, I think I want to use more of the shadow green. It's so pretty. Like it's just this really deep, dark green. It's so moody. Like these are just so good. She really picked well. Oh, yeah, I love this dark shadow green. Ooh. It's lovely. And yeah. So that is, yeah. But I've been really into using my colored pencils too lately. So I think I want to. This is, I don't know if I had it on the screen. I think I did at the beginning. This is Arches. It's a travel journal, but this is the hot pressed paper. So it's got less of the texture and it's 100% cotton. And it's just one that I'm trying out. And I've had this, I mentioned a few months ago that I've had this sitting in my collection and doing nothing with it. And I am at this point where now it's like, okay, you have all this really good stuff. You can use it. Like, it's okay. It's okay. There may be more out there. There may not be. And what I've discovered about stuff is that more's out there, or you find something else you really love, or, you know, just cherish those moments that you have it and move on. And I'm trying to get better about that instead of hoarding all these things because they're nice and I'll never be able to have another nice thing. It's a hard thing to do when that's where you've come from, and I would lose my nice things, and so it just makes it really tough. And so it's a lot of overcoming that. And so doing this and painting randomness on a really expensive notebook is good for me. So this area is dry. I could actually start playing with colored pencil or my Neo colors. All right, I gotta wait for other dry sections, but pull this out. My colored pencils. I'm gonna zoom in. Oh, see, okay, here, look at how that's drying. Isn't that beautiful? Look at all those. Oh, look at that. This is one of the reasons I love watercolor, and I think the love for watercolor is the reason I love fountain pen ink so much, because of that. Okay, so now I'm just trying to feel out what color feels the best at first. And I think I'm going to use Holbein's. Does it pop up so I can show you? Holbein's Celadon, which is OP277. Yeah. And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just coloring. This may be absolutely nothing, but this is kind of the whole process that I did. This one right here, I started with the painting and then I just kept building layers upon layers. Don't mind my dumb dog. Ugh. And so that's kind of where I'm feeling out. I'm trying to see what I can come up with doing that. I do want, because I love this, the way that this color came out. Like this one, I kind of covered everything up except for in some of the areas, but I want more of that watercolor and ink to show through. Like I love the way this ink shows right here, because that orange, and it's such a different, it's such a different texture because it is dye based versus pigment. The pigment of the watercolor, you know, stays on the page in a different way. But yeah, just I love playing with this stuff. It's so cool. And this is just this is not something that I ever was good at when I was younger. And I'm still not sure that I'm really all that good at coming up with finding things. I think this one turned out really cool, but I had a plan with this one. I wanted the house because the house is very representative of something from my life. And this was planned out, but this one is just me playing, and there's something to be said about that. I'm feeling this time in the winter. You know, yes, the spring is coming, but spring is still a couple months away. And sometimes I feel like February and like mid-January and February are really hard for me. So I'm trying to combat that. I used to have this huge mental crash in January. And I think a lot of it is I put so much pressure on myself in December when I was younger because I ran my business. And for retail businesses, Christmas time is so busy. And so it's nice to not have that. And so I just am kind of trying to feel out and just take care of myself. So I do think that that's why those like the journaling prompts of nurturing and taking care of yourself actually really feel like they fit when it's like, oh yeah, that's what I want to be doing. Picked my word for the year, which is tending, because I want everything to be slow and gentle this year. I want to be graceful on myself with everything that changed in my life. This time last year was when things were starting to get really hard for me. And I just hope that this year it's not going to be as hard. I mean, I am still in a lot of pain, grief-wise. You know, I miss my dad every day, but I'm also finding the joy in life and taking care of my family and spending time with people who replenish my cup rather than not. And I'm have learned to be okay with saying no to things that I wouldn't have in the past, which, yeah, it feels really good to be at this point. My goodness, my children. They are playing this game called BTD6. Is it like something tower defense? It's balloon tower defense, and they're playing together, and they're being ridiculous right now. Show my friends BTD6. I'll show them. See, this is what he's playing. It's ridiculous, isn't it, baby? Yeah, go enjoy it. All right. He's so loud when he plays. He just gets so into it. It's so cute. So, yeah, that's what they're doing right now. And okay, then don't let him steal your phone. Okay, well, tell him no. Mom, Henry, mom. So, I don't know why I'm enjoying all of these circles, but it feels really cool. I don't know. But I think I want to switch colors. Let's see. I don't know. So it's really weird. I have, wisteria. We're going to try some of that. I have all sorts of different colors of pencils, if you didn't tell, but I also have so many different brands. And there is this time in my life where all I loved was Caran d'Ache Luminance. I discovered all of these different brands of colored pencils, I don't know, a few years ago, when I thought that Prismacolor was the end all be all. I thought, oh, I have Prismacolor, that they're the best of the best of the best. And actually, like, sometimes they're really great and I do enjoy them, but there are pencils that, quite frankly, I personally think are better than them. And I think it's because I started getting frustrated with my Prismacolors because they kept breaking. And it's like, I'm spending so much money on these Prismacolors, and I sharpen it and it sharpens, and I sharpen, and like as I'm sharpening it, it breaks, and I'm sharpening it, breaks. I had a whole pencil that was broken all the way down, and I was so frustrated. And I found some techniques online, but I got so mad at them. I didn't want to have techniques, so I started researching alternatives to Prismacolors and found all of these other options that, yes, they're more expensive, but they also don't break. And I have found the value in having these really, really nice colored pencils and art supplies that I love so much. And it is an investment, but like even our pens and things and art supplies for me, I've asked for a lot for Christmas. When I'm traveling, I'll get some new ones, that kind of thing. It's not like I'm just buying colored pencils all the time. I mean, I'm buying ink all the time, but there's a lot of that too, where I am fortunate that this YouTube channel makes me money, and these are the things that I do with my time. I'm not going out every week with friends to eat out, and I've budgeted for everything else where, this is where I spend my hobby money. I don't buy new clothes all that often anymore. I have found what's comfortable for me to wear, so I just buy my hobby stuff. And I haven't had to buy new colored pencils in a while. So it took a long time for me to build up my colored pencils, and I rather love them all and all the different ones. But I'm really in a Holbein kick right now. So olive green. Where am I going to put olive green? I was thinking in this bush, and I was thinking maybe, and I said bush. That's what I feel like this is a bush. I don't think it was meant to be like when I first started, but it kind of looks like one. So we're going to go with it. And I love how I mentioned that I was going to try to keep the color, and here I am. It's just the process. This is a process. And there's no right or wrong in this. It's just what I see, and it doesn't have to be anything. It could just stay this. But I really like to make landscapes. I used to do a lot of landscape studies every day. I would do 2 or 3 a day and built up that in my head. Some of my sketchbooks are lots of different landscapes and nature pieces. And I had a comment on one of my videos asking, the best courses and things to take. And I am thinking about that. For me, I think it's all about finding the artists you like and then seeing if they have any courses to offer, because I think there's just like this whole thing. Or if you like a style of art, I love doodles, so I found like all the doodle books that were there. And the big thing is to treat any kind of book that you buy as a class, and that's kind of my suggestion. So I went like there's the one by Pick Candle, I believe, and it's just the Kawaii Doodle class, and it's all their little doodles. And I don't know what happened to Pick Candle. It seems in 2020 they just kind of disappeared off the internet, and I'm really sad about it because I love their books and I wish they were still sharing art and tutorials and stuff. But I have all of the books that Pick Candle came out with, and I went through every single page and followed step by step by step every single page. And eventually, the more you do that and the more you go through those books, and then I would go through another book. Gosh, what is the name of the artist? Not Phoebe Nim, but it's like another one, cute and adorable art. And there's a whole comic. I'll have to find the book, but I went through the book, and then I found out that through Class 101, which is a online course thing, kind of like Domestica, she had a whole class. And so I took that class over and over, And I went until I felt comfortable. And then it's just like once you start taking all these classes, you find the little pieces of each class that you like. And all of a sudden you're drawing the things that you're not drawing like at first you're drawing the exact replicas of what they do. And then eventually it morphs, but it takes time. And it's so hard to like tell people. It's like they say, oh, you're so talented. And I hate when people say I'm talented, because I'm not. I've worked really hard. And I feel like saying that I have a talent is diminishing that. It's like this didn't come naturally to me. I mean, I just have always loved drawing, but it's not natural to get skilled at something. It's not talent. I did this. And I had an argument with my friend's husband the other day, because he's like, well, my dad and my brother could look at something and draw it just like that, and I can't. I'm like, but did they draw a lot growing up? And if we have a different, it's just my thought process on it, because I think that anyone can draw. It's just a matter of, are you passionate about it? Do you like it? And are you willing to make bad art because you're going to? Are you willing to get frustrated because you're going to? Are you willing to put in the work because you have to? And those are the things that I always go back to, is that some people aren't as passionate about it. They want to just have that instant, I'm so good at art. And that's not how it works. It's not how it works with anything. Even like, I think that's been the thing that has really stuck with me, because I ran my business with sewing for years, and I'm very good. I'm very skilled at being a seamstress. And it's because I've made, and back when I had my business, I had over 13,000 sales just on Etsy alone, which means that I sewed at least 13,000 pieces of clothing. And so it's like, you'll become skilled. You'll become really good at it when you've done 13,000. And I can now sew anything really, except that there are still challenging things. But then I know that I'm going to get into this challenging part, and I'm going to have to put work to it. And it's like, I could become really good at math, but I hate it, and my brain just instantly shuts off. It's not that I couldn't learn it. It's that my brain, I don't want to. I'm not passionate about it. And so it's one of those things that skill, that's why they have, they used to have like apprenticeships and things. It's because it takes time, and we just want this instant, especially in the world of like AI and everything. We just want everything to be instant, like instant gratification. But that's not how this works. It takes so many years, and and it takes practice, and it takes seeing, and maybe visually I can pull things. Like I'm starting to see, you can see here, this is starting to see something. I'm starting to see something over here because I see this over here, and I think that I'm seeing that I can make this into some kind of creature. I just need to get there, but right now it's still wet. So, but it's the more you do it, the more you work those muscles. And I'm going to get off my soapbox now. But it makes, it's just, I still hear it. Oh, you're so talented. No, I'm not. I'm not talented. That's the talent then says that you can't do it. And it's interesting because I'm even realizing this about people who sing. There is, for singing, there is an innate ability to have a voice, but you can also take courses and train your voice to sing better. And I realized that there is a skill level of that too, as I've been watching, I've sat through and watched shows about singing and whatnot. But that kind of thing, I think, for like actually having a voice that people like, that one might be just an innate, you're lucky that you have a singing voice. But what we all like in singing too is different and musical, and you still have to learn how to play an instrument, and you have to learn how to hear sounds and put them together. And there is a lot of learning those kind of skills too. And some people do come naturally. And I am sure that there are people that art just comes naturally to them. But I used to think that was me. I used to think that the only thing that I had going for me was that I was talented at art. And I think that's why it's bothersome, because when I was in that mindset, I never really thought that I would be able to move out of where I was with art. But now, because I have a different mindset, I know that all it takes is work and practice. And I thought that I could just be good by not working and it would just be there. And that's not the case. I've discovered that after not drawing for 10 years and then trying to draw where I had had my skill. That's not how that works. And so it took a while, and I did have that back knowledge, but it took a long time to get skill worked back into my life. And that's why I think I am so boxy about it, is because I don't want to diminish the work that people do. They go to school for it, they do it every day, they make it a habit. It's the same as anything, right? Yeah, it's just that we also are all only working on a 24-hour time block. And so if something is not as urgent of a priority, or if we don't have, if you can't put food on the table, how are you going to spend this time? And there's so much to it. I didn't expect to sit on this soapbox like this, but you're welcome. If I encouraged you to get up and pick up your stuff, you can do it. Mostly that was what it is. You can do it if you want to, and you really, really want to. Just 10 minutes a day. Find a book that you like the drawings, and 10 minutes a day, follow those tutorials. And there will be some days that you can go longer than 10 minutes. And there are some days that maybe 10 minutes is just too much and it's just overwhelming you and you're getting frustrated. Put it down. That's okay. It's what I'm trying to tell myself, because I don't have as much time as I used to. I had so much time when I was a little younger because I was dealing with extreme depression. I didn't have a job. My kids were in daycare. My husband was doing the brunt of the labor, and I was just trying to keep myself alive. And I mean, literally. And so that is one thing art saved. Like, art kind of came to me at a time that I really needed it. And so I got better because I had so much time, and I don't have that same kind of time now, and so I have to pick and choose, and it's really hard because I want to be able to journal every day. I want to be able to read a book every day. I want to be able to do this and that and that and this, and I'm really coming to the realization that I have to pick, and I hate that. And so it's always like, well, in this moment in time, what's really feeling good? And so that's been a lot of what I've been doing this month, is what's really feeling good. The last couple of weeks, it's been sitting on my couch and reading a book, but then I miss my art, and this is tough. So I don't do it all either. I just had a lot more time, and I'm in a lucky place where I was able to take care of myself in what I needed before I went back to school and taught. Because I know that not everybody can take 10 months off or 9 months off of work to deal with their grief process. And I'm very grateful to my husband, very grateful to how hard he works. And I did have money coming in from my affiliate links, and not my affiliate links. I guess my Amazon affiliate a little bit, not much. Amazon affiliate program is kind of silly. It's just not that much at all, but it does offset the pens and things. But the affiliate links for my pens and inks, those did really offset. And then YouTube ad revenue isn't nothing. It's not that much either, but it isn't nothing. So that's why I've been able to offset some of my spending, because I've been very lucky that people seem to like these videos. So there's that. But yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. This is becoming something, but it's just a lot of mark making. I have been loving art that uses art like the mark making, and so I've been doing a lot of looking at it. Like, this is all mark making here, and I want to kind of look and see what I have for mark making. This is a lot less mark making and more kind of, what do you call it, shape building, and I'm doing more mark making and shape building than shape building up here. So, but it just depends on the day what I want to do. I haven't put any tree like shapes in here. This one is Naples yellow. I love this. I love Naples yellow as a paint, but this one's one I got when I was in Denver for the pen show. I got this at their, is it Meiningers? They have an art store downtown. Is it downtown Denver? I don't know exactly. Please correct me if you're in Denver. I know a couple of you are that watch my videos, so but I went there thanks to Kristen over at Kristen Creates. She is in Denver, and she told me that I cannot miss going to Meiningers, and she was very, very correct. I wanted to spend more time there, but my friend was not having it, and disappointing, because I, just as we were leaving, discovered that they had pens and inks, and I was like, oh, she's like, no, you're not getting that. We're not going to stop. And situation was not great there. Decided no more trips with that friend, and that's okay. It happens, right? Disappointed. Still disappointed months later. So that tells you just got to be careful with who you travel with. And we've all changed, and we've been friends forever. And yeah. Anyway. It's just, I don't know what I'm doing, but this is fun. And now all of a sudden, when I want to be quiet, my kids are being quiet. Too quiet now. It's making me nervous. Oh, no, there they go. All right, is this dry now? It's dry. So I have this lovely sea fog. This was another one I got at Meiningers, and I think this one will be really good. Oh, yeah. If I give this a little bit of dotty, and I see right here that this is definitely, I don't know if you can see it, but I see that this could be like an ear here. And then it's almost like it's like an animal spirit or something, with its tail kind of right here. And its back right here. Maybe another leg right here. I don't know how I'm seeing this, but I am. You see it? Maybe you can, and maybe you can't. And then this area I will want to make darker, and I'll do that here in a little bit with another color, but we can do this. And maybe lines this way, lines this way. Yeah. It's there. And we do a little bit of this. And what if I take this and do this, make it so we have even more of the dark here, and go over that. And so I got rid of all that orange that was there. But that's okay. In the name of art, cool ink disappears, and we know it's under there, right? We all know it's under there. But this feels way better. Like, this is starting to look like a really cool piece of art. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the way it looks. And then maybe, so I have this color, wine red. This was one of the first Holbein colored pencils I got, because I bought like 4 the first time to try them out, and I thought, oh, I like these. So then I bought the 12 pack of the pastels, and then I've just added. I don't have as many. I think I have all the luminance colors except for like 2 or 3, but I've bought them over the last 5 years in singles when I go to art stores, because we don't have an art store here. I don't think there's like an art store anywhere in South Dakota, but we don't have one here in Sioux Falls, and it's just disappointing. I wish we did. I think there's supposed to be like this one that's really artisanal downtown now, but I haven't been there, and I don't know if it actually has art supplies or if it's just more like local stuff or like used stuff, which I'm okay with used stuff, but I don't know. But this is turning out cool now. And some of that, when you do a little lighter of a color, that color still shows up too, that watercolor and ink back there. And this is ink, so there's some. I keep saying there's some, right? And I want to make this more dark back here. I might need to sharpen this indigo, but I think I have, actually, I have sepia, so that would be nice back here too. I forgot that I put, like, in this, there's this little tiny little flap, and I put this one because it's a tiny boy now. This is my second or third sepia that has gotten smaller, and I have another one in my case ready to go for when this one dies. And so this is one of my favorite colors of my luminance. So this is a luminance, but luminance are a little bit harder than Holbeins, and so I think they're really nice to go over top of that. So there's that. Yeah, he's really sticking out now. I wonder if I have a white near me. I don't. Oh, is this a white? This is Solway Blue this is a Derwent drawing. I love these two. I want the whole big set, but Solway Blue is not white. Their Chinese white is fantastic in this line, but this will give this a little bit more brightness in places. And maybe I can pull out my white one, because I know I have it near me. But I don't know if I need to pull out the white. I like that this isn't white, but I could take this and make this a little darker here. That way we have a little bit of contrast. And then maybe add a little bit of the wine in here to give that a little bit darker of a shade. So we have that leg is a little bit more defined, and then this tail has a little bit more shadow. Yeah, I like that. I like that because then you can see I can blend this in with that. And then maybe I can also add a little bit of the Solway blue on top. But that way we have this, and I can go over those with the Solway blue. I really like this. I forgot that I had the Solway blue. Add some white down here. Maybe if I come in here, we can have a little bit more of that white peeking out. There. Give it a little bit more contrast. I also wanted to have a couple of these in here because I just love the look of that. So maybe I can put one here. Not that you can see it that well, but how cute would this be as a postcard? This would be adorable. Or even just, I don't know. I've been thinking about taking these and making these into like stickers, like where you just have like a square like stamp sticker. I don't know. I'm not very good at like transferring my work into digital work that looks really good, and it's why I don't try to make money on my art that much, because I feel like if I'm giving it to you in like a digital print, it needs to look really good, and I just don't have those skills. See, I don't have the skill set to do that. Back on my soapbox. But like, I don't mind throwing up it in a digital file for you to have and play with however you want. Like I could just do a square or whatever size this is, and then you can decide how you want it. But I think this would be a really fun sticker for my journal. At least this one. This one I'm not letting anyone have. This one's very personal, but this one is fun. I really like how I love this little like animal, and I want to be ambiguous with the animal because I want people to decide, like, what is it speaking to you? You should let me know down in the comments what this animal is speaking to you. What does it look like to you? That would be really fun. I mean, there's probably some obvious choices, but also maybe not. And yeah, I like him or her or it or them. I don't know what it is, but an animal forest spirit, which is really fun. And I had no idea what was going to come of this. And this is really cool. I'm really loving this. And I want to add a little bit more highlighted white in some of these places. But not white, because this is like a gray blue. Solway blue. Yeah. This is just what I needed. Just what I needed. And there's that point though where if you keep doing this for too long, it's not going to look great, and you're going to go overboard. And I think I'm almost at that point. I definitely think, yeah, I just want to add a little bit more whitish contrast in some of the areas because I think that helps. But yeah, maybe some down here. Yeah, throw some here. There we go. There it is. So that was really, really relaxing, and I needed that. And now I need to go and do some chores like hanging my clothes, but I just needed to take some time to myself on this beautiful day, and I thought, why not film it? Because I'm going to be doing it anyway, and then I have someone who's not here to chat to, because I like to talk sometimes and just feel my feelings about things, and sometimes talking helps more than journaling for me, which just depends on the day. But today is definitely a journal, or definitely a chatty day, and so I hope you enjoyed this. Definitely different from some of my content, but I still, like, I did use ink first, and then I laid that down in a weird and let it dry, and it's been there for a while. So there that is. I really like it. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments, all the thoughts and anything. But yeah, if you liked this kind of format and this content, I would love to do more of this. This is some stuff I used to do a lot more, and a lot of this, like, tending and nurturing myself, is kind of going back to the roots of the things that I love, not just fountain pens, which there will still be plenty of fountain pen content, as there was at the beginning of this video, but I do want to share the other things that I'm doing as well. All right, and that is everything. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.